I've got to confess, I have too many animals and I need to make a change. If this describes you, you're in a pickle, my friend. There comes a time for a lot of keepers where you just have too many animals and you don't know what to do about it anymore because, well, it's a pretty daunting thing to happen to you. And it can sneak up on you without you even realizing how quickly, which is one of those things where you don't expect until it's already upon you, which means that you need to make a drastic change right now. So let's just talk about it. What does that even mean? What does I have too many animals even mean to you? Well, it can be a lot of things. It's too expensive, you can no longer afford the collection that you have. It's too much work, so you literally don't have enough time to take care of the animals properly, and you're neglecting them not because you want to, but because there's just not enough hours in the day to care for them properly. Or it just feels like a burden and you don't want to do it anymore. You've lost your passion because something that was a hobby has become a job. Now, there's nothing wrong with a hobby becoming a job. That's exactly what happened here. I started keeping reptiles way before I was Wickens Wicked Reptiles or anyone knew who I was, long before I started a YouTube channel. So that definitely does happen, but if you don't want it to, that's a different thing. Not everybody wants to be doing this for a living. Sometimes a passion is a passion, a hobby's a hobby, and you should just leave it at that. So you have to recognize that, and recognize it as soon as you possibly can. The day that you get up and you think, oh man, I got 20 snakes to feed, and there is nothing on earth that I would rather do less than doing that, you know, right then, right there, you have to recognize that there is a problem. But wait, don't just jump to the conclusion that you have to start selling off the whole collection. There are some things that you can do. First of all, maybe you love the collection, you love the passion, you're just worn out and you really need help. Well, guess what? You can hire help. That's something that I'm looking to do literally right now, not because I've lost my passion, just because I'm trying to ramp things up, do some more traveling, do some different type of videos, and those things all take time, which means I need more time to do those things and to spend less time scraping poop off of bins and things like that. So hiring help is definitely an option, and that's something that myself, I'm currently looking to do. Another option is to just become more efficient. Now, efficiency is key. In my life, lack of efficiency drives me up the freaking wall. I have no tolerance for wasted time, for doing things twice, for doing things backwards. I can't. But for some people, that is how you're doing things. Maybe for some people, you're mixing up gecko food manually instead of using a shaker bottle. For some people, maybe you're cleaning out a bin and you have to run from one room to the next room because that room has a sink, and you're doing that 20 times to clean out all your bins. When really, what you should be doing is having a second set of bins, putting everything in new bins and taking all 20 bins to wash at the same time. There are efficiency hacks that you need to learn, and there are videos. I guess I could do a new one. Do you want me to do a new video about efficiency hacks? Hit the like button and let me know in the comment section below. I'd be happy to do that. And we'll talk a lot about that because I think that's probably the one where most people are gonna be able to solve their issues, is just the efficiency thing. And that's just with learning and time and maybe some advice from people who have already done it. But the third thing is, well, you have to downsize. If you can't hire help and you're at the efficiency level that you can be at, but you're still having issues, well, then there is a chance that you might just need to downsize your collection. Start to sell things that you don't need for projects or that you don't really interact with anymore. If you come into a point in your life where, man, I really love this snake and I haven't touched it in 3 weeks, well, maybe it's time that you downsize because you clearly don't have time for that animal anymore. So it is tough to say, and I did a whole video about it right here. You can watch. It's a really tough decision to make, but sometimes it's time to move on from certain animals. And of course, some animals just take a lot of time, which is why for the longest time I never got dart frogs. It's why I don't have a chameleon, why I don't have a frill dragon. I want these things. I just know they take more time and more effort than I'm willing to put into one specific animal. And until I have hired help, it's just not the species for me. So let's talk about how to hire help. This is pretty simple. I mean, go to your reptile shop and maybe there's a kid there that volunteers or works part-time and wants more hours. Now, make sure this is okay with your reptile shop. Don't compete with them. Don't poach their employees. But I'm just saying, if there's someone there who's not getting enough hours, and they want more hours, maybe you can give them 4 hours a week, whatever you're willing to do. Or go on Kijiji or Craigslist and try to find somebody, maybe meet somebody at an expo, maybe meet somebody else who's just a patron of the reptile shop that you go to. It doesn't have to be an employee there. Find someone that you trust, and this person can often double as somebody who allows you to go on vacation and can come into your home and service your animals while you're gone, because that's the other thing. Maybe you want to do some traveling, or you just want to go away for a weekend and you can't because of your animals. Well, this person that you hire for weekly service can also help you with not weekly service, but just when you're gone as well. Now, how to become more efficient. This is the one that I think is going to help most people. This is simply making sure that you know the hacks. Now, I can do a whole video about it, but my main thing, automation. If you're still misting enclosures daily by hand, Mike Taitula, you are doing something wrong. That is a rookie move. You should stop doing that, Mike Taitula. Now I bug because Mike does a live stream every day. So anyway, Mike, what's up, buddy? But most of you aren't a social media influencer and aren't misting enclosures for the sake of having time to interact with your audience. If you're misting enclosures manually, get a freaking misting system, please. I have no affiliation with any company. It's not sponsored. I generally use MistKing, but either way, you use whatever you want. There's a whole bunch of great ones, but that's the big one. It literally saves me an hour a day having all this stuff on misters, and this stuff I'm putting on misters too, and that's gonna save me probably another 45 minutes to an hour every single day. Another thing are smart timers or smart outlets. You just put these into a wall. You can put a power bar into it and then plug multiple things into the power bar, so a lot of things shut off at the same time. For example, if I say, hey Google, turn off the reptile room, what's gonna happen is the reptile room will turn off just like that. Hey Google, turn on the reptile room. And again, just like that, everything is gonna turn on in my reptile room. And this happens automatically every single day because I also set it in the Google Home app so that it, whatever time of day it is that it goes on and whatever time that it goes off. I can't imagine doing this manually. Like crazy. I talked about how to clean a bunch of tubs at the same time. I mean, just make things more efficient. And if you're just having an issue managing your collection, remembering, who eats where, who eats when, boy, do I have something for you. Husbandry Pro is what I love to use and the sponsor of today's episode. I couldn't do it without this app. And what I love about this software compared to a lot of other competitors is that if you have an issue, they are going to address it. This software is being built for keepers by keepers. So if you have feedback, they will listen to you, and oftentimes they will make an adjustment to the software. You can use it on iOS, you can use it on your Android, you can use it on your desktop, basically anything that you have that is a computer, if it's in your pocket or not, you can use Husbandry Pro on. And it's not just ball pythons, it's anything. If you have corn snakes, cave geckos, rat snakes, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, the cool stuff, the weird stuff, rhino iguana, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can use this software to record sheds, poops, eating, breeding, whatever. Any husbandry event I put right in here, and you can print labels with a QR code and stick them right on the enclosure too. Helps you create breeding plans. It allows you to track incubation. I mean, there are so many things that this app does that I would have to do manually in a spreadsheet, and I can't imagine going back to doing that. I used to. Man, what a nightmare. If you're someone who breeds and is a vendor, it allows you to actually transfer ownership when you sell an animal. That's something cool too. There's a whole bunch of things in there just for breeders and vendors. Or if you're a keeper who has 10 animals, there's a plan for you as well. And if you're busy and you need reminders, there are push notifications to remind you when it's time to feed your animals. I use this all the time. I've got animals that sometimes eat every 7 days, every 14 days, every month, and I always know because I always get a reminder on my phone, hey, tomorrow is feeding day. You always get a free 30-day trial as soon as you sign up, and if you want to just try it out, it's always free under 6 animals. Husbandry Pro, go to the link in the description. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for a way to be more efficient, this is a go-to. And the last thing, downsize. This is the last resort because I don't really like to say, oh, just rehome animals, because a lot of the times you rehome, then you get better at keeping, and then you realize, oh, I actually do have more time. I didn't have to rehome those animals, and then you get more animals in the first place. So, I mean, if you do really need to rehome animals, I recommend maybe talking to your friends who can take them off your hands at fair market value. Maybe you could do trades, you have a project that you're no longer working on, you have 20 leopard geckos, I don't know, just an example, but you really want to get into something maybe a little bit more expensive that you really enjoy more, a monkey tail skink, I don't know. And maybe you can do a trade like that, so now you have 19 less animals. I mean, it just depends. Every situation is different. These are just suggestions and just examples, but either way, make sure that they go to really good homes. If you're putting them on Kijiji or Craigslist, make darn sure that you're giving them the best home possible and you're vetting everybody who is asking you, hey, I'd love to give this guy a home. Make sure that you are really putting in the due diligence, putting in the effort to make sure these people know how to take care of those animals, especially if it's a little bit more unique of a species. Also, you can talk to, your breeder friends, you can talk to the reptile shop that you have down the street, you can talk to a lot of people to help you out too. A lot of the times they will help you out, even as far as, and I'm not saying everyone will do this, allowing you to sell them at their table at an expo and they take a commission, something like that. There's always a way out. Don't let yourself be in a position where you have too many animals and you do nothing about it. You love animals. That's why you got in this in the first place. Don't be that guy. I want to know what you think. How do you know if you have too many animals and what do you do about it? Please let me know in the comment section below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. That's what makes this channel go round. You guys are really the best for doing that. Just a couple clicks. And as always, a special thanks to the Patreon supporters. You guys get videos early, extra discounts on things, discounts on merch. You know about a whole bunch of things in my collection that I don't really talk about. And as always, I mean, you know why Diamond's being so crazy lately as well. Anyway, for as little as $1 or more, you get that and more. And because we do videos twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, that means I'll see you in the next one.